to your first season because I'm dying to get a little picture of 2006 Antoine. You're at the Colts. What does your style look like then?
Man, it's baggy jeans, bigger shirts. Man, it was funny because I was looking at the questions and I just started I bust out laughing, just trying to take it back to 2006. It was I'm trying to think, like Ibizu jeans was really hot at the time. I don't know if y'all remember like Global Nines, Gino Green. So it was different.
All I can think is like Allen Iverson coming in and just wearing those like oversized white tees with the baggy pants.
Which
and, like,
we got to ask because you're from Newport News. So how much of an influence was Allen Iverson on you kind of growing up?
A huge influence. Like you said, like seeing somebody like him with his status coming from Newport News, Virginia, going to Georgetown and then being a #1 NBA draft pick, man, it was like for a young kid that was playing sports, playing basketball and playing football. He gave us that motivation to have it in our mind that we could make it out. So a huge inspiration. I feel as though people can go to a thrift store and pick some things out of a thrift store and put it together. To me, that's style. If you have a $100 budget, you get you a nice shirt, some jeans or whatever the case may be, and you look good, you look presentable. To me, that's style. You know what I mean? So everybody can have their style. And, growing up, that's what I like. I like to look good when I was going to different places. Like, the shoes are clean, look real nice. So for me, it's always kind of been one of those things, middle school, high school, college, just to look presentable, look good, smell good when you're going to different places.
How was it like in 2006? Mm-hmm. Was it a big deal or you just got out of your car, you just walked to the locker room?
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't in 2006. It wasn't a big deal at all. I can kind of remember, getting dressed. You walk into the tunnel. You see your people that's in the tunnel, and you go in the locker room, and it is what it is. Whereas now, it's like I have to have a fit because I know that cameraman is going to be waiting on me. Kind of good. It's kind of exciting being able to be in the league and be able to see that transition to what it was to what it is now.
Do you remember the year that you started seeing the transition and focus towards fashion?
I would say around 12, 13, really.
Yeah.
Around that time, I can vividly remember like walking on the plane and the photographer is like right in front of the plane taking pictures. And that was kind of one of those things where, you kind of think about, okay, well, I'm gonna get this picture. I gotta be looking good. I gotta be looking right. You know what I'm saying? Everything gotta be looking good. So now, with social media coming involved, you can use social media as your marketing agent. So if I look good on a Sunday or whatever day that you're playing, and I post it on social media, man, you could make a lot of money off the field. So I think it's a real good thing for the league, for the different leagues, and for the players.
Well, and talking about new opportunities, I know last year you got the opportunity to walk in New York Fashion Week. How did that happen?
Nerve-wracking. It was crazy how it happened, right? So I was at my apartment where I stayed at. My apartment complex had like a little Halloween party. So typically I really wasn't, participate in these gatherings or whatever, but I went out. It was like it was outside. I went out and we was just chilling in a little group. It was a group of us and people just kind of talking about like what they did for a living. And one of the guys was like, he plays for the Giants. And it was a lady there. She was there visiting a friend, and she was like, hey, you into fashion? I'm like, yeah. She was like, would you want to walk in the fashion show? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I think it would be cool. So I had he had wanted me to wear goggles. So it was hot, and I had I had a fur jacket on. I had leather pants on. So in the back, I had the goggles on my forehead. So when I was about to go out and walk, he was at the curtain. He was like, no, I want you to put them on. So right when I put them on, he said, go. But I had it on my head and I was sweating, so it fogged my goggles up. So I couldn't see. So I couldn't see for like the first half of the part. So my mind like, okay, like just count your steps. So I was counting my steps when like the first 3 times that we did the practice run, but my goggles fogged up, I couldn't see nothing, and I had to walk down some stairs. So I was like, man, if I fall down these stairs, it's gonna be.
Just when we're starting easy, it's kind of funny, but Kansas City Chiefs, McCole Hardman showed up for the opening night on Thursday in this.
Quarantine best.
What's your initial reaction?
Like what was the purpose? Like was it a joke? Was it like I wouldn't do it. I'm just trying to figure out like what was it? What was his initial like? What was the purpose? Like he had the bunny slippers with a there. So
I think that's my biggest question is like, is this really what you wear to bed? Like you have those bunny slippers, you put those on when you go home and
this is my take. I think he wore that because he's trying to say, hey, don't sleep on me this season or don't sleep on the Chiefs. I could be wrong, but I believe it's like don't sleep on me and I'm coming in. And he actually did play a good game with that.
Like I said, Cam is kind of like in it, and he's one of those guys that's kind of like in his own lane. He's going to take risks when it comes to the fashion. But I like it. You can see he has some accessories as well. I like the fit.
Do you think that Cam has the best hat game in the league?
Just headgear in general, because, you have all type of different headgear. I'll get that. He can wear that crown.
This is really cool this season where we see a lot of pros are taking to their style to create hidden messages. Yeah.
Say it with your style.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's when I kind of had to zoom in to see what was the words, and obviously that was on his suit, but I love it. We're at this point in time where we always talk about how athletes should use their platform, and that's what athletes are doing. They're using their platform. Obviously I love that's Rodney McLeod, right?
Yeah, that's another one he used. Custom sweatshirt. Yeah.
So I know Rodney, he's real big into fashion. So, I mean, like I said, I love it. We always ask to use our platform, and that's another way of doing it.
I think, moving on to Rodney's style, something that I loved about this one in particular is Rodney is so good about using and wearing smaller brands and brands that affect either like his DC home or Philadelphia where he plays for the Eagles. And I know that both of these brands that he's wearing are like smaller up and coming Philly brands. And I think that's super cool. Like you were saying too, just kind of giving love to up and coming designers and not just having style because you have like Gucci or Dior on.
I think it's a lot going on. So with the pants, I think I would have just kept it with a white tee. I would have just let the pants do all the talking for me.
Yep.
And I would just kept it with the white tee and the shoes. You know what I mean? I think sometimes when you can just have like one piece to really do the talking for you, and then just relax on everything. He like you said, accessories. He got the shade. He got the Lokes on, the shades on.
Did you ever give any of the younger guys some fashion advice in the locker room? Yeah,
of course. Yeah. I would give, especially like when I was in Indy, and in the locker room, I've always been one of the guys that really likes the fashion show, like on game day, regardless if it's home or away. I want to look right. So definitely, I'll give advice to the younger guys, even some of the older guys when I was younger.
This one's a little bit of a throwback, not from this season, but I got to get your opinion on this one.
This was one of the flyest outfits I've seen.
Last season.
And I'm not just saying because you're on our podcast. I need this. So if you don't wear this anymore, I need it.
Nah, that was the first game of the season. We was going to Dallas, so I just figured, I needed the pop, and that was my homegirl Chandra with Ella V, and we kind of just sat and kind of came out with it. And initially with the print, it was like maybe it might be too much with the 3-piece, but we kind of decided we would go with it, and I think that was probably like one of my top 3 favorite suits that I have.
How far in advance do you plan out your styles? Because NFL is cool where you play one game a week, so it's not like basketball where there's a bunch. So Sunday, that you dress your best. So how far in advance? Because you did say that they have their turnaround time is really short, so that made me think maybe you don't plan months ahead.
So for me, it would typically be, so our season starts in September, so August. I would typically sit down and, just get me like 4 new suits. And then, obviously as the years I accumulated, some suit options. So obviously you can pick and play. I wouldn't, but I can see, like you say, going to Dallas, having fun with it. And cowboy boots look good though. Like I'm not against wearing some good quality cowboy boots. But I like it. Got the belt buckle, the jeans. I actually like the look. I don't think I can see myself in it though.